And welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talk to David Graves, the big wig with Dallas area classic Chevys, the Car Club. Plus, Jeff has his Motor Minute, and I'll review the Ford Expedition Trimmer. Doesn't have anything to do with your actual physical condition. Well, it could, I guess.
Earthquake.
Yeah. You need to work that a little closer.
Okay, there you go.
We've got a new microphone set up here today, and we're trying to get used to it. Well, Jeff is. I don't know where it just kind of happens to me.
Yeah. Well, I took it in the restroom and they told me not to do that.
No, yeah, that's why I had to turn it down. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Show, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, coming to you from Neaterville, Texas. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley is up in South Carolina doing some engineering stuff for the radio stations up there. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live show. If you're listening on a podcast, we thank you very much for doing that as well. We think we're going to have a great show for you today. We start off with our first guest, and his name is David Graves. He's the president of the Dallas Area Classic Chevys. And David, good morning to you. Is it cold up there?
Uh-oh. Yeah, my bad. I double-clicked.
Okay.
But I should have single-clicked.
David, yes. So Mr. Mars made a little oops there. Can we hear you now? No, we can't hear him. All right. Of course not.
No,
all right.
He was talking.
Can we hear you, David? Talk to us. No, can't hear him.
Okay.
All right. So at any rate, a little story that he sent, and there is this somehow a divide when it goes to the word classic, because you realize that my 2001 Corvette is now a classic.
Right.
But in whose mind? The state of Texas, they determine who's the classic?
I think it's what's
wrong.
Yeah.
To me, a classic car is one, generally speaking, from about the mid-50s to come up with an end date.
Well, okay, 50. So you got today's date, and then they set a date to be a classic. 25 years, 20 years.
Well, that's what they say.
Right.
But I don't
go
along with
it's
that.
not necessarily a classic until that time frame.
Well, to me,
Yes.
a classic Chevrolet would be the Tri-5s,
right, I
55,
agree.
56, 57.
But there's different ways of thinking. with
But
classic.
also a 58, 59, a 60. All of those are classics.
I saw a little bug eye yesterday going down the road.
A Bug Eye Sprite?
Yep. And now that's a classic. It was half the size of a normal car on the
That
road.
car that I've got out there right now.
Well, that's a little bit bigger. Yours is
Yeah.
a little bit bigger than the Sprite.
Yeah. So at any rate, so the definition of classic, I guess, really is in your own mind. But since we hopefully will get David Graves back up and running here, Mr. Mars, soon, that he will say, yes, you're correct. 5, 6, 7, those model years of Chevrolet, those are always the classics to me. And so the Dallas area classic Chevys, I would imagine that a 58 would kind of squeeze itself in there, wouldn't you?
I'm going all the way up into the 70s.
Really?
The classics, yeah.
70. Well, yeah. Chevy Caprice.
Mm-hmm.
That would-
Ford Torinos.
well, yeah, because,
Novas.
we're not talking about necessarily hot rods, although a lot of them have been turned into that and
right.
can be that.
Right, but it's still a classic car from that era.
Yeah.
What's a Duesenberg?
That would be an antique.
Well, also a classic, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, what are we? Were we classics?
You are the classic.
We are
in
the
this room, he's the classic.
Yeah. I'm the hot rod.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That goes back to the 30s.
Yeah.
Starting in the 30s.
Yeah.
And then really came to fruition after World War II.
Right, because all the
Returning GIs
Exactly.
said, we
could use
hopped up
this.
that Jeep back over there in Korea.
Exactly. Let's pull the tank motor out of there and put it in a
Yeah, tank motor. At the Chrysler Museum, speaking of classics, the Chrysler Museum up in Auburn Hills, it doesn't exist anymore. They had an engine that they actually came up with that was a tank engine. You couldn't get your arms around it. It was so huge, massive.
Friend of the show, Doug Schaefer, he sent me an image of the Detroit Auto Show had an actual tank, I believe, in the auto show for display. So that was pretty cool.
Well, how about the moron that stole the
big 5-ton or whatever?
the 10-ton actual army
And
truck.
went on a rage.
Yeah, went
Yeah.
on a rage with it. I think he
Yep.
wiped out about 10 cars or something.
Yep.
I think we have. I think we
Go
have
ahead,
David lined out.
Okay.
All right. David, are you there?
Hey, David.
Can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Well, we hear you just fine. Mr. Mars, I can't do anything about him not hearing us. He heard us just fine before we went on the air this morning, so
Yeah,
I
I don't know
issue
what's
is.
changed.
Yeah, well, apparently something has, and we don't know what it is. But anyway, so we were actually touting the fact of the Dallas area classic
I can't hear you
Chevys.
guys.
Now we can hear you. Can you hear us? He can't hear us. No. Okay. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to him, and we're going to move on with the show because we can't bother everybody with all of
I got
that.
a problem
But
here.
anyway, so there's always a question: is
Hello,
what
hello,
is
hello.
a classic car?
No,
Well, it's in your mind.
Opinion, yeah.
Whatever it is that you think it is, that's what it should
Mhm.
be. And Mr. Mars, you want to join in on the conversation here?
Yeah, let me finish getting David situated.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Goodbye. Get him off of there, would you,
All
Mr.
right.
Mars? Could you get yourself off
there
of
you
there?
go.
Thank
Perfect.
you. People always ask me, what does that other guy do? Well, he does all of the engineering stuff, and sometimes puts himself on the air, and so that's what he does. And he does a lot more than just that. But sometimes we have him up a little bit too long while he's, vacuuming the house and that sort
All
of thing.
good.
Yeah. 55, 56, 57. Did you ever have any friends of yours that had one of those?
No, like
No?
I said, I was 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And
So I did. My first buddy.
this
and-
was 1950s or 1850s.
I invite these people
I know.
into my home, and I don't know why sometimes. But
Woo.
no, of course not. So back when I was in high school, a good friend of mine, we became best friends, Ross Putnam. He says, "Yeah, man, I'm into cars." Really? I said, "What do you got?" He says, "I got a 55, but I got a souped up engine in it." I said, "Ooh, that's got my name written all
Mhm.
over it." He says, "Well, come on over and take a look at it." So it was red, but the entire front end, fenders, hood, grill, everything was painted black up front. Inside, stripped. It had two seats in it, driver, passenger in the front, and it was all
Metal.
satin black
All
inside.
metal,
yeah,
yeah.
but clean, extra clean. But you open the hood, that was where it really
The
sung.
jewelry box.
It sung to you, yes. And so that really started me on my way with the love for drag racing. We used to go down to Houston International Raceway with his 55. But back then, there were lots of them around. And another friend of ours, Craig Landry, he had a 57 convertible that had the dual antennas in the back. Remember the
Oh.
dual
Oh,
antennas?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the springs were pretty much shot in the back end. So it kind of squatted down in the back. Always made fun of him for that. And there were a couple of other friends that had different Chevys.
Mhm.
We got a good friend that hangs out with us over at Lupi Tortilla during the Tailpipes and Tacos event. And his name is Biff. And he's got a 55,
Yeah.
yellow and black. And it's not stock either. I don't know anybody that's got real stock cars, although there's some that do exist out there. Those would be, to me, the real classic, not a resto mod, a restored modified, but a real classic with the either the 6-cylinder in it, could be a 2 or 4-door, doesn't make any difference. Those would be the classic cars.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Well, I'm the 60s, 70s kind of guy. So that's
What
that's
year were
my-
you born, Jeff?
Early. I was born early.
Were you?
Yeah.
Are you a
I was
preemie
born in
baby?
the 50s. No, I was born in the 50s.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he doesn't spill the beans.
No bean spilling here.
Okay. Well, at any rate. So we had a great feature here for you with our classic car guest, David Graves, president of the Dallas Area Classic Chevys. And if you want to look at what they got, www.dallasclassicchevy.com. And that'll take you to their website, and you can find out all you needed to know about that. We used to have a couple, 3 here in town.
Yeah.
One of them went away during COVID.
Right.
And you have to understand that most of the guys that have classics, they're getting older.
Yeah.
Not me.
They're
Oh,
selling them off,
no,
not
me.
necessarily handing them down. They're getting rid of them.
Yeah, well, the families are,
Right.
because they don't know what to do with
Right.
them.
Right.
It's a hobby that us old guys had for
And-
years and years.
Exactly.
And years.
And the kids aren't interested or
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so what's going to happen with my now classic 2001 Corvette when I'm dead and gone.
We'll give that one to the Nug. The Nug. will learn how
Actually,
to
the
drive it.
Nug. Now, I think that it'll probably be Katie. Katie will have to. She's the only one that knows how to
Drive a
drive
stick.
a
That's
stick,
true.
a stick
That's
shift,
true, too. The Nug is his grandson, so in case
Yeah.
anybody didn't know.
which is a nickname for
Yeah.
the boy. Yeah, his real name is Rhett.
There.
I found out yesterday there's a street in Houston called Rhett,
Ah.
R-H-E-T-T. Yeah, I did not know that.
I'll be darned.
Yeah,
The kid's not even 2 years old and he's got a street named after him. Look at that.
apparently so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
So anyway, so much for our right out of the box interview with
Yeah.
the classic Chevy guy.
Yeah, he wanted to show us his classic
Yeah.
Chevy. And,
As a matter of fact, if you really want to see some really good, cool classics and resto mods, go to the next Tailpipes and Tacos. And
Yeah.
if I can ever get Chase Murray to get back with me and give me the date of the spring one, it's going to be somewhere right before Easter.
We got a window, but not an exact date.
Yeah. So at least we know that much. Isn't
Yeah.
that right, Mr. Mars?
yes, sir. That's all we need is a date. And
Yeah. And we need it pretty soon, as a matter of fact, because we've got other people that want us to do remotes. And we signed up for one because we didn't know. And it just so happened that it conflicted with what the Tailpipes and Tacos event was going to be. Well, they had already said, come on down. And we said, okay. See, we don't be ugly and say, gosh, I'm sorry. We're going to go over to Tailpipes and Tacos. So anyway, as soon as we get the date, we'll let you know, but it's going to be right before Easter. When is Easter this year? Do you know?
It's on a Sunday.
You're always so clever when it comes up to that sort of stuff. Let's see. That would be in April, we assume.
Yeah.
Mars, you're not chiming in here. You're not
well,
helping
I'm
at all.
looking at the calendar trying to figure out when Easter is.
Yeah, I don't know.
The 12th.
April
12th.
the 5th.
What?
April the 5th is Easter this year.
Oh, you're right.
April the 5th. So sometime in late March would be my guess is when we're going to have the next Tailpipes and Tacos.
Yeah, because that would be the first Saturday of April. So
Yes, that's correct. And it can't be that weekend. Well, it can be.
but
And
generally
that would
not.
be our luck, but we hope not. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rattle that boy's cage right now while we're on the air and say, Chase.
We're going to put you on the spot, but we're not going to put you on the spot.
No, and if he's not careful, I'll put him on the air while he's still in bed. When is T and T? Question mark. Send. We'll see if he answers back. Who knows? He may be on the other side of the earth, kind of like Ainsley is.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. We get a little breakdown then, and everybody goes,
Yep.
they just disappear. We don't. When was the last time you took a vacation?
We took a couple, 3 days a few weeks ago during Christmas,
Yeah?
but not an actual. I'm trying to get the screen back up.
Yeah,
so
I know.
bear with me.
I know what you're trying to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not going with you, though, Jeff, next time you go, because you go and you get sick.
Yeah, I had a bit of a bug.
The other thing is, when is the Texas road trip? When is that scheduled? Do you know? Do we have a date yet?
For what road? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Bobby and
the
that's
Hot Rod Tour.
Yeah, Hot Rod Tour.
Hot Rod Tour of Texas. When is that?
That's April 24, 25, 26, I believe.
Okay. Well, there's you an opportunity to see lots of classics in all sorts of conditions.
Well, not only that, but you can follow Hot Rod Tour of Texas on Facebook and YouTube. They've got incredible. They post a bunch of stuff every day,
Yeah, they're
multiple
pretty
times
active.
a day. They're very, very active, and you learn a lot. You can see a lot, and you see the same old suspects, but then you get to know other people as well.
Well, the fun thing about that, I had a talk with somebody about that just the other day. They were thinking about joining a bowling team or whatever. And I said, well, I did that. But once I got into the Corvette Club stuff, we went everywhere and met lots of people. And some of those people are still my friends today.
You
And we're
bet.
talking about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Bill and Sharon Sides, who live not that far from me. Through the Hemi hideout. And Bill was the one that was instrumental in getting me together with John Hovis, Hemi Hideout guy. Anyway, all right. I guess we can move on now.
Sure.
Is that okay, Mr. Mars, if we move on?
Yeah, I think we probably should give it some serious thought.
Okie dokie.
All right. Well, we're just going to have to do that. Just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and a review of the new Ford Expedition Tremor. And no, it's not a medical condition. That's all when the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this break. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show. Making waves and fueling adventure.
For the live In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Check us out. It is for free. And don't forget, 30-minute podcasts of our shows can be had from your favorite podcast store. And just to kind of glom on to the Houston Automotive Show, we're going to be doing a live broadcast from there.
A couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be from 9 to noon that day, I believe, is what we all agreed on. Is that correct, Mr. Mars?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 9 to noon out there at, now we'll be there an hour before the doors open.
Right.
So you can line up out there with all the other people just dying to get in to see us.
I might even step out in the hallway and sign some autographs while you're doing it.
I think you should.
I think we
Well,
should.
but be sure you kind of let the first rush through, the first wave, so you don't get trampled.
Thank you, Mike.
Do we know where we're going to be inside the show yet?
I'm pretty sure we're going to be right back where we were across from Jeep and Ram display.
Perfect.
On the edge of the Stellantis setup.
Oh, good. So hopefully we won't run into that grumpy guy that sets that up.
Closer to the beer stand. That's what I agree with.
Well,
Mars is not saying
Okay.
anything.
I'm trying to figure out where the beer stand is.
Oh,
Well, it's back there by the restrooms where we come in.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Back there in the
okay.
back. Yeah.
Conveniently by the restrooms.
Conveniently,
There you
yes. Especially for us old guys.
With trimmers.
With trimmers. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute.
There you go. I got a story here by Christopher Smith. He's with Car Buzz. The Dodge Hornet is going away.
Yes.
In 2022, it was something of an old child amid the Hemi-powered Dodge Chargers, Challengers, Durangos, all that good stuff there. The 4-cylinder hatchback, it was essentially an Alfa Romero toenail, as Don would say,
Yeah.
but in Italy with a Dodge face and shipped to America. But yes, it's official. After going to production hiatus last year, amid all the tumultuous tariff policies, Dodge pulled the plug on the Hornet. It was introduced at a time where Dodge's future looked very different from its V8 powered past. Stellantis was still kind of cruising at the point where, to be fair to Dodge, every automaker was looking to electrify or do something different with their models. But Dodge is going away on the Hornet side, so good luck to them. I don't know what they're going to do. They're probably going to put an EV in its place, which that's normally what they do. But check it out. Story by Christopher Smith at Car Buzz. There you go. I'm still getting used to this, so I apologize.
It's all right.
I'll put a headset on just for
See,
old
everybody
time's
said,
sake.
oh, yeah, everybody needs it. Just a regular stick microphone. Okay? You know how to work one?
No. Okay.
Most people don't. And I'm not bragging or there's no, I get it. We
Get it.
all were there at some point or another. But yeah, once you start, it's a whole different thing from the sportscaster headset where the microphone moves with you.
Yeah, I'm going to take this and kind of do like a on a Barry Manilow set.
I want you to sing Barry Manilow.
There you go.
Name a
Yeah.
Barry Manilow song.
Well, just name a jingle.
All that.
Yeah, a lot of jingles.
Didn't he write
Wrote a lot of jingles.
Time
That's
to
how I
Get
started.
the World Three-Part Harmony? Didn't he do that?
Mandy.
No, with the
He did Mandy.
Coca-Cola commercial.
Oh.
Well, you did Mandy. Yes, we know that.
That's don't say that. All right.
Oh, I guess that was kind of the wrong term to use, isn't it? You did Mandy, yes. Time now for this hour's car review. I had the opportunity to drive the 2025 Ford Expedition, made in Louisville, Kentucky, all American. Available trim levels are the Active, the Max Active, the Platinum, the Max Platinum, the Trimmer, which we had, the King Ranch, and the Max King Ranch. You can only imagine what the Max
yeah.
King Ranch costs.
Big one.
I reviewed the Trimmer 4x4. This is a standard or full-size body-on-frame SUV. Underneath it, it's a F-150 pickup truck for the most part. That's what it's based on. Exterior changes. Well, it was fully redesigned for 2025, although I think most of us would be hard-pressed to be able to tell the difference between a 24 model and a 25 model.
Yeah.
Exterior features. Trimmer grille, which is distinct amongst all of the Expeditions. It gives a nod to the Chevrolet, actually. The front grille kind of looks like a Chevy with the bar through the middle of it, with that center horizontal bar. Also, it does have copper gold accents. Now, some people said, I don't like that. I do. I think it makes it different, stands out a little bit. Gives you an idea that this is a pretty cool vehicle. Straight horizontal side body moldings on it. Extra lighting now on the rear hatch makes it more unique. What I really liked about it was that the Trimmer package gives it a more off-road or rugged look. Not sure about the back hatch with the two-toned look for most of the Expeditions. You may have seen one or two of those. Kind of a piano black thing going on back there around the color that's on the car. Interior highlights, Trimmer stitching on the seat backs, comfortable seating throughout, easy access to the second and third rows. Yes, this is a 3-row vehicle. Sweeping driver display, love that. Plenty of cubbies throughout the cabin, and really electrical connections throughout as well. Cargo, adequate. With the third row seats up, it's just okay. Clearly, the seat's going to take up some room back there in what would be the cargo area. What I liked, the design and the quality with optional 2-foot center screen.
Wow.
A 2-foot
Wow.
center screen. I did say that. What could use improvement? The steering wheel accessory controls are overcomplicated, and you've got to look at a screen to see what you're doing, which kind of defeats the purpose because you're supposed to be watching the road.
Exactly. And it's not Ford's fault. They all do it. Mine does it too, because you make a mistake and you go oopsie on the steering wheel, and you're not where you want to be in the system.
Yep. 3.5 liter high output EcoBoost V6, 440 horsepower,
Wow.
510 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission with a tow rating of 9,000 pounds max, depending
That's
on
a
how you
big
got
truck.
it set up. It's huge. It's an aircraft carrier. Mileage, 15 miles per gallon city. I guess it's better than the V8, the old V8 that isn't available anymore, because I think it got 12 or 13. 22 on the highway for a combined of 18. I got 16.6 over 486.1 miles. What I liked about it, the power, not only in the horsepower, but the torque. What could use improvement? Obviously, fuel economy. I think this would be ripe for a hybrid
Or a diesel.
or a diesel. But it's funny because they've tried diesels in these things before.
I know.
Chevy did it. They've all done it when they get this big, and it would make sense. But people, You got to have a mindset for diesel.
Right. You're going to the eco side of the ownership rather than the torque and the
Well, yeah,
towing.
Yeah, if you tow a lot, if you got your landscaping trailer behind you that's got 10 tractors on it, then maybe a diesel would work.
But there again, Ford does make diesel F-150s and 250s. And
They
things.
do.
Yeah. So
And I don't know what it would take to put a diesel in this, but that's
body
a
on
whole-
frame. Yeah.
another open can of worms. Because remember, when you change engines in anything, then you get the EPA involved.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a whole nother issue. What I
Well,
liked
not only
about it,
that,
the extra large, long limousine ride.
Oh.
It's
awesome.
sweet,
Yeah.
baby. What could use improvement? Steering radius is a little bit on the long side, but remember, it's about 100 feet long, so it's going to take you a little bit to get in that parking
It's
spot.
the SS trimmer, USS trimmer.
Yes, it's exactly right.
Aircraft
What could
carrier.
use improvement? The steering radius. All right, so here's the pricing for this.
Uh-oh.
The base trim price for the trimmer is $83,945. Prices tested, $86,695. Probably most in the floor mats because you got to have about 15 of them. Base model price, $57,400. So you can get in one
Yeah. Without floor mats.
without the floor mats. Yeah, that's rubber flooring in it. $57,400. Okay, competitors. Well, you know what they are. Chevy Suburban 61.5 is where it starts. The Yukon XL, which is the Chevy's other brother, that's 69.9. And we threw in the Toyota Sequoia, although it's not quite as big. It starts at
Well, off-roady. Yeah.
62,425. Not as much sheet metal.
Yeah.
So you get a break on that.
Yeah. Probably
So-
not as heavy either, or less towing. Could
Yeah,
be less towing.
yeah. And that is my review of the 2025 Ford Expedition. There's the Monroney on it.
Oh boy,
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Ford blue.
a lot of fine print.
nice
It is. You
vehicle.
got to have your glasses
Yeah.
on for that. Anyway, we've got another car review next hour, and I have to dig down to tell you what. Well, no, I don't have to dig down that far, but I did want to tell you that next hour I am going to review the Lincoln Aviator all-wheel drive.
I didn't see you have that one. You had that was a short one. You had it was a short
Well,
week or
it's a
something?
midsize.
No, I mean you didn't have it for a long time.
Oh yeah, I know, because we were going through Christmas and New Year's at
Yeah.
that time, and so they usually I get a car change on Thursday. This particular one happened on a Tuesday,
Right.
and so it was.
Yeah,
And
because
the
of the
reason I say
holiday
that
on
is when he has a
Thursday.
vehicle, sometime during the week, I'll see the vehicle and he'll point out the features and go over the Maroni with me. So it's kind of interesting, pretty cool.
It is actually.
Mhm.
I have a lot of people
Drive around
comment
and
about the fact
takes me
that I
for
get to
rides.
drive a new, different car every week, and I kind of take it for granted. I've been doing it for so long,
Mhm.
but I really enjoy it and really appreciate the manufacturers loaning me the vehicle for a week because they don't have to. That. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this quick break. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. Hello. This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we're going to talk to you about recalls, and I'm going to start off with our story of the week. I think that you're going to be interested in this.
Before you do that, you talked about floor mats for the Ford the Tremor. I recently, Kathy got me winter tent floor mats for my wheel. Yeah, I love them. They're great. They're fantastic. I don't know why I didn't get them before.
You know, it's so funny because that was a thing that just kind of hit on that.
Yeah.
And remember when they came out, we're going, well, what's the difference between going to Walmart and this?
Yeah.
And then you get a set of those and you go, well, wait a minute, they actually fit.
Yeah. And the little plugs, the little
All of
secure devices, all that, the little scutcheons.
And you know,
grommets.
They're a little heavier.
Yeah.
And having lived up north with all the snow and the
Yeah.
slush and all the ugly, nasty stuff that you get on your shoes and bring it into the car, these things, they hold all that in. And you can either sop it up or you can take it out.
Great idea.
Yeah, and rinse it out. So it is
I
a great
really like
idea. Yeah. And it's a great company, American company. They make American stuff there.
So they got everything from dog bowls to
I know.
cup holders.
Actually, and I bought one of those cell phone holders, and I use that in my Corvette.
Yeah.
Because the cup holder in the Corvette, I swear, it's that deep.
Oh.
That deep. It holds nothing other than a quarter or two. And so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's worthless. Anyway, our story of the week from Automotive News. And I think that we all can somehow, in a strange way, relate to this. Automotive manufacturing is on the brink of a radical workforce transformation as the industry's race toward fully automated assembly lines signals a fundamental redefinition of factory work. At least one automaker will achieve 100% assembly automation by 2030, according to analysts at Gartner and Warburg Research. The shift represents more than operational efficiency. It marks an inflection point where artificial intelligence, humanoid robotics, and digital manufacturing converge to eliminate nearly all human roles from the assembly process. Now, you worked on the assembly line.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. I've known other people that have worked on the assembly line. And so all of this is about to change. The implications extend far beyond the factory floor, reshaping everything from vehicle design principles to workforce training pipelines to the economics of auto production. A U.S. or Chinese automaker will likely be the first to create a 100% assembly automation line toward the end of this decade, as several players in those markets are already setting up disruptive manufacturing processes and reveal more of a focus on humanoid robots. Automakers such as Hyundai and Mercedes-Benz have already taken steps to increase the use of humanoid robots. Mars, are you paying attention over there?
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's putting somebody out of a job.
Well, listen up. Hyundai plans to deploy Boston Dynamics humanoid robots at its Georgia manufacturing complex starting in 2028. That's less than 2 years away.
Yeah.
Right.
The automaker unveiled the strategy January 5th at the Consumer Electronics Technology Expo in Las Vegas. The company aims for production scale deployment of humanoids in automotive manufacturing and a scalable production system capable of producing 30,000 robots annually. Oh my God. Can you imagine going to a Texans game? There's nothing but robots there.
I don't see it.
Mercedes has launched a pilot project with humanoid robots that it says could begin working alongside assembly workers by 2030.
Alongside, yeah.
Well, to start off with.
Hey, R2D2, you want to go to lunch?
Yeah, there's that.
How about an oil break?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't see it. Okay, so you build a car with robots, everything's automated, assembly line, you go down the line. Who's going to drive that car off the line?
Well, that's a thought.
You can't do it.
Well,
Robbie the robot will do it. But but
Either
my
that-
question is, when something goes wrong,
which you know it will.
it will, because I mean it's still a mechanical device, and sooner or later it's going to need some sort of maintenance or attention, or something's going to break, or a part doesn't fit quite right, and they cram that windshield in there anyway, and suddenly it shatters.
And then they move on to the next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since this story was written, I read another story with similar tendencies, and the issue that they're currently dealing with, dashboards.
Oh, because you got to fit them in the car, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now what are they going to do with the wiring harness that goes up to it? Well, for the most part, they're all plug and play.
yeah,
So get that robot to start plugging all those dashboards in and make them all work with, because today with a human, you don't have to stretch the wire. The wire is cut just exactly right to fit up to the plug
right,
with nothing left over.
right.
Yeah. So that's what they're currently dealing with, wiring harnesses, things like that, very intricate things. Or here's the other one. And Mars, I think that you were on the tour with me. We went through Ford. We couldn't understand why the doors went off to another part of the complex, because the doors are the most complicated of the automobile. And so they send them off to a different area of the
To
factory.
be put together. Yeah.
Yeah, and they put all the innards of the door in there, and then they send the door back down the line to match up with the car that it was painted with.
Okay, so it's going to be robots assembling it. So the door is already going to be made when that robot touches it.
Well,
So there's going to be a human putting that glass in, all the switches and
probably at the
diodes
beginning.
At the beginning, and then they're going to say, "Okay, R2D2, go ahead, put it on," and then he goes and puts it in the trunk or whatever.
Yeah. But if
There's
you think-
movies to be made
I
about all
think
that.
that we got one.
if you think about it, though, when you're assembling a car, like you say, you plug the dash, for example, those wires plug in underneath. And for them to touch to talk is the old idea that you don't have any extra slack because you're saving pennies. That means the dash has got to be in place. Well, can the robot get up under there? Or are they going to have to redesign how they put the parts together to
Exactly.
accommodate
That's
the
what I was
robots?
thinking. Maybe the dash goes in first. They're going to have to change the way they assemble the car.
So let me finish the story.
Okay.
Nevertheless, from an employee perspective, digital products and AI are making engineering and manufacturing work more challenging, according to Detlef Gerst, jawohl,
Of course.
AI and digitization expert on the executive board of IG Metall, Germany's largest trade union. Fast product changeovers and a wide variety of variants require cooperation between AI technology and well-qualified, flexible employees. In other words, you, Jeff Zekin, that we're putting tires on the car now, you're going to have to go to school, a lot of school, to learn how to integrate this robot to that car. Because the other jobs that are plain and simple, they don't exist anymore. Digital helpers are changing human tasks and skills, thereby making further training and personnel development crucial. Employees must be able to understand and assess digital technology. In other words, they need a high degree of expertise. As well as rising demand for skills related to digital technologies, advanced manufacturing, and the transition to electric mobility, workers will increasingly need the ability to adapt to change, learn throughout their careers, solve problems, work in teams, and operate safely in technology-rich environments, according to the International Labor Association. Okay, so you go into the factory and you say, I'm going to hijack all the robots in here, and they're going to go after all of the humans in
We're
there.
going to revolt.
Do you see where the movie starts right there?
Yeah,
However, full automation of the assembly line need not necessarily lead to job losses. Those employees will be reallocated to other support functions like maintenance, engineering, logistics, and material handling or inspection. Likewise, labor organization anticipates that some routine and manual tasks may be reduced. Many jobs are likely to change in their content, and new jobs are expected to emerge. The emphasis is on the evolution and transformation of jobs within the industry rather than a simple one-for-one replacement of existing roles.
Wow. I
But
think it's going
Jeff,
to take longer.
Jeff, you worked up there.
Mm-hmm.
So wasn't it a constant learning process? Every time a model changed, you had to kind of learn, okay, this one's coming through, and instead of bolting the black to the blue, I got to bolt white to the red or something.
Right. There's different models have different things that go on.
Yeah, so it was-
Go ahead.
It seemed to me like it would be a constant state of change so that learning process would be ongoing, and this might not be too much different.
Well, it's the model change is a model change for overall for the vehicle, but putting a part on putting X part on a car and then Y part on B car, that's all part of the assembly process, and you've got that segregated or categorized how you want to put that on the vehicle. I had the striker plates for when you push the button in the glove box and you push the button and the trunk went up. That was all fancy back then. Well, that device in the trunk was as a cover. They call it the striker cover. I put 3 screws in that every third job. So as the car came through, say like a Corvette comes through, zip, 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 I put 3 screws in and I'd go sit down. And then 2 jobs went by because somebody else was doing those jobs. Somebody else had number 2, somebody else had number 3, doing the same job, but you didn't do every one that rolled through the assembly. So then you count 1, 2, 3, and you get up and you do yours, and then you go sit down. And as the cars
I don't
go
think
by,
they do it that way anymore.
no, they don't do it that way anymore. And I was young and I was getting paid a lot of money because I was a factory worker. But now it's all automated now. So that striker cover I talked about in the trunk is probably pre-made in that somehow before putting on that added piece.
Yeah. Well, it's something to think about. Your cars.
That's where your unions come in. And
Yeah,
that's why they're so expensive.
And I think that you're going to see that the price of cars will continue to rise because robots are not cheap,
Mhm.
but they are cheaper than paying insurance in the long run. Insurance, retraining somebody to not only put the tires and wheels on, but now he's going to have to bolt up the transmission to the engine, or they're going to have to put the engine in. You get the point.
Yeah. And prior to that, my brother worked for the same Fisher Body my dad got us in. My brother was part of a fire crew. He would ride around in a golf cart with fire extinguishers. That's all he did all day. And if he saw a fire, they'd put out a fire. They didn't have many fires, but that was just a job that they had.
Huh. Mars, there's something yet for us to do.
This is back in the 70s again, guys. So
Yeah, I remember once I had a job in a refinery that I was on the fire crew, but they didn't have no fires. If there were no drills, if somebody hollered, there was a fire.
yeah, this was internal.
Everybody came a running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
internal
everybody
plant
went to the
safety.
middle of the plant like idiots, you know.
Well, anyway, it's something to think about. I would imagine that the majority of cars are going to be built with robots.
Yeah. Well,
And they
already
really are today.
Yeah, they are.
Like all of the welding
Yeah.
stuff, those bodies and the frames and all of the parts and components that are underneath the car that you don't see, those go into a metal cage, and you have all these robots doing all of those weld points.
Go to a tire plant. It's all automated.
Yeah.
It's all automated in a tire plant. They've got the big arm robots that do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. They've all got names.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff to me is not as intricate, is not as delicate as trying to put the wiring harness together or mount the computer and plug it in, things like that.
Let me tell you something. I am very good with wiring harnesses. And I sit back and I look at all those wires and I'm going,
you should have seen him this morning with a 1/8 plug.
oh my God,
Exactly.
Where
does it go? Where does it
Where's
go?
the adapter?
Yeah, all of the wires are black. There's no color code. What do I do?
I told him to call you, Mike.
Yeah, and get the next guest on.
Call Mike. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, thanks God. Well, I thought that was a pretty interesting story.
Yep.
And it's only the beginning. All this stuff being presented at the Consumer Electronics Show
Mhm.
in Las Vegas. Is it open to the public?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's kind of like SEMA. It's industry.
Yeah. Anyway, my buddy,
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike, because yeah, you have to be a manufacturer, like you said, like a SEMA thing. Yeah.
Journalist, something, something in the industry.
yeah. It'd be nice to have a car, a hot rod car, a Randy Borcherding high-end rebuild resto mod thing. Take that to CES. In addition to SEMA, then you're going to go over to the Consumer
But
Electronics
what would
Show.
be the point of taking the car to CES?
Well,
because
I
of
mean,
electronics?
it would probably have some sort of fancy computer in it, or
Oh, okay.
engine management or something.
It was all painted. The whole car was painted in detail by a robot. That's what you could do. Yeah.
Or have it painted with the wiring harness painted in the paint on the outside of the car.
Don't they have? I don't know if it's one of the auto shows or somewhere I saw that there's actually a clear car, clear vehicle. All the parts are clear, even on the engine.
I missed that.
Yeah,
I would have
I'll
liked
have
to
to find
seen
it.
that.
Maybe it was a dream. I don't know.
Maybe a display for somebody or something.
It could have been. Yeah.
Every day is a dream for me.
He's living it.
I'm living it. Hey, just ahead, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll bring you some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this. Back in a flash. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
Wheel Time Car Talk Show invites you to join us for a live broadcast every Saturday, like this one, 10 to noon Central Time on nwheeltime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. We hope you check us out. If you miss us, you'll be able to connect through our podcasts from every different podcast source than you could possibly imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the popular ones. And really, there's 3 big ones. And the rest of them all fall well below that. But whatever. You got a podcast that you listen to, chances are you'll find us on that podcast.
And ours is
provider
free.
as well.
You don't have to pay to get on ours.
Yeah, you'll want to pay because it's so good. All right,
Wanna
time
pay
now
to
for
leave.
Jeffrey's Racing Calendar, sponsored
yeah.
by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Guess what I got? I've got the racing schedule.
For
Everything. I've got Cup coming up. Daytona 500. You're going to start February 1st for the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium. That's going to be February 1st. Then you got February 12th, the America 250 Florida Duel. And then February 15th is the actual 500 at 2:30 p.m. on Fox, HBO, and Fubu. Guess what else I have?
Fubu. I think it's Fubo, isn't it?
Fubu, whatever.
Boo Boo.
Whatever. And then I got Xfinity, same schedule, same track, just a different grouping. You got the Xfinity boys and then the truck. So the trucks are going to go February 13th on the 26th. And then, of course,
There's some big
21st.
names that are going back to truck.
yeah, Tony Stewart's going to run a truck. And there's also one of the craftsmen, can't think of his name. He's retiring. Oh, gosh, I can't think of his name. But I've got the article somewhere. And, of course, I got NHRA. NHRA starts March 5th through the 8th, the 57th annual NHRA Gator Nationals in Gainesville Raceway, Gainesville, Florida.
Talking to something
you go.
about Gainesville. You ever been to Gainesville?
I probably threw it when I was a kid. I don't remember.
Ever been to the racetrack there?
No.
Oh my God. It's in a swamp.
Yeah.
It's in a swamp.
Florida is
2-lane
pretty much a
road
swamp.
that goes out into the swamp, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's the
There's
racetrack.
a racetrack. I'll be darned.
It's weird. Well, Don Garlitz is weird, always has been, and he will confess to that.
Yeah. F1 Cadillac obviously is going to be announcing their livery during the Super Bowl. I actually saw a preview picture of it. It looks pretty good. It's just a black car with a little logo on it. So they're gonna. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool car. A lot of them are introducing this stuff. 2 weeks is the testing for Formula One.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
It's like the patio at
Patio
Los Tios.
took 7 months, but
It
it's
took
2
7
weeks.
months, but hey, every time we go, how's it coming?
2 more weeks.
7 months later, they finally opened
There's
the
a
outdoor patio. at
13-foot
Los Tios.
hole in the ground and no concrete around. 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. All righty then. Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History.
Yes, sir. Found a few
With
things this week that I
I
thought
didn't
was
mean to catch you off guard.
Yeah, he
did
caught
I?
me off guard.
Did I catch you off guard, Mike?
not me. I was kind of watching Jeff, waiting to make sure he was ready.
Listen, I'm hanging on with my
Okay,
fingernails
go,
here.
Michael.
Okay.
You Gotcha, buddy.
So this week in automotive history, in 1896, the first automobile accident was reported. Now this is just basically the earliest one. Of course, it was in New York when a motor car struck a bicyclist. It just started the whole world as that we know now. Then in 1899, Fiat, everybody's favorite, is founded in Italy. Now it's in Turin, Italy. It grew into one of Europe's most influential automakers because it produced everything from tiny city cars to race-winning machines. And, of course, it ended up being bought up through Stellantis, through mergers and everything, and that's how we ended up with Fiat in America. In 1904, and I did not know this, Henry Ford becomes president of the Ford Motor Company. I just assumed he was president whenever he created it and started it. But
That picture was taken before the dementia set in.
Tremors.
if you look at the eyes, but anyway, so he had a vision for affordable transportation, which focused on efficiency, durability, and mass production. And of course, that's what led to the moving assembly line and really where we are today with automobile manufacturers.
Mike, if you look at him and you move, his eyes follow you. Look, go ahead, move.
Yeah.
Turn inch by inch,
Step by step.
Then in 1950, the first Corvette design concept was approved. Now, this was kind of early in. I did not realize it took that long from the time they decided they were going to do this till they actually produced one. Of course, it was inspired by European sports cars, and it brought the American performance in.
And let's not forget, this is the first fiberglass car built in America, too. And they had to try to perfect that. Have you ever seen an actual, I saw number 2. Have you ever seen number 2?
Yeah, they're pretty rough.
Yeah. They were all made by hand, weren't they?
Actually, oh, yes, they were. And the fiberglass is all laid by hand. And you can actually see the fiberglass beneath the crappy paint
The
job.
fibers in the fiberglass.
Yeah. It's truly amazing. I never knew, but that's the way it was.
Interesting. And they let it out the showroom floor. Okay. In 1954, Hudson and Nash announced merger plans. Now, this is, I think it's crazy. Hudson Motor Company, car company, and the Nash Kelvinator revealed their plans to merge, forming the American Motors Corporation.
Refrigerator company.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I tried to do a thing on that, but it didn't work out. Anyway,
I've driven a refrigerator before.
so AMC, the idea was that they were going to compete against the Detroit's Big Three, and they did produce a lot of iconic motors like the Javelin. They even actually produced the Jeep Cherokee originally.
Huh.
Then rolling over to 1966, Chevrolet reveals the Camaro name. Now, this is for the pony car, and this was designed to compete directly with the Ford Mustang. And it was they considered the Camaro a small, vicious animal that eats Mustangs, is the way they backed up this name for the naming process.
Sure, of course.
Then in 1960...
Wasn't the original name of the Banshee of the Camaro?
Oh, I didn't think so.
I think it was
Maybe.
I thought that was the Pontiac version.
Oh,
It was the
okay.
Banshee.
Banshee comes to mind.
Somebody had a Banshee.
Yeah.
That may have been an ex-wife or something. I don't know. Then in 1968, AMC
That's a pretty car.
introduced the Javelin. Now, this, again, was to compete in the pony car market against the Mustang and the Camaro by this time. But they did find a lot of success in the Trans Am Racing Series and among road enthusiasts out on the road because it really had some nice performance and some really nice look on it.
That's a classic.
Then in 1992, this started it. The Lexus SC Coupe debuts at the Detroit Auto Show. Now, this doesn't look like the new one, but the new one I think is one of the most beautiful cars in America today. But you can see where it gets its heritage from the lines on this car that built up to the newer one. It just a beautiful car. Then in 2003, the final Oldsmobile was built. Now, what's interesting about this is they announced the new Bravada SUV launch. They were going to start selling these SUVs. 2 days later, they announced they're going to kill Oldsmobile. Now, it took them about 4 years to go through the shutdown process as they killed different models each year instead of just shutting it all down at one time. And the last one that was actually built, in fact, the last 500 has special plaques, say the final 500 on them, but it was an Alero GLS four-door, a vehicle that looked just like this one. And after it was produced and they shut everything down, it ended up in a couple of museums. The museum shut down, and they auctioned it off to a dealer-only auction, and that car is now in Florida at a dealership down there somewhere
I'll be darned.
in that part of the world.
That's
That's
cool.
this week in automotive history.
Thank you, sir. A
Yep.
couple of stories making automotive news headlines this week. About half a century after creating the iconic slogan, baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, Chevy is again wrapping itself in the American flag for the nation's 250th anniversary. The brand is rolling out 5 special editions. It's calling the Stars and Steel collection. The models, all built in the U.S., add stars, stripes, and a 250 graphic, along with red accents and select premium options that underscore patriotism. Package will be available on certain trims of the Silverado 1500, Silverado HD, Silverado EV, and Colorado pickups. Chevy will also sell 250 Stars and Steel Corvettes, which come in either Arctic white with a Santorini blue interior or black with an adrenaline red interior. Line them up, take them away.
Used to call it blood red.
In GM, moving its global headquarters this week into a newly finished building in the heart of downtown Detroit. The automaker's offices, with all of their 21st century conveniences, pay deep homage to the mid-century modern design of its Global Tech Center campus in suburban Warren, Michigan, which opened 70 years ago this May. GM's new headquarters on the site of the former J.L. Hudson's department store. Do you remember that?
Yep. My mom worked there.
Incorporates the timeless elements of Eero Saarinen technical campus through the use of clean lines, curves, stone, and warm wood tones. According to Rebecca Waldmeyer, who just graduated from the Verb department at GM's Architecture and Experience Design Center.
Yeah, well, they're getting rid of, or they're moving out of the Rensen. Rensen was
It was
fantastic.
done, yeah.
Yeah, I was there multiple times, tours and things. We used to have meetings there in the General Motors building.
I actually went
back
there
when
once.
I was with ATD. Yeah, they used to take us there for 2 weeks, twice a year.
I still don't understand why they did that.
That
Downsizing, I guess.
well, yeah, it could be. Now, that property was actually purchased from Ford Motor Company to build the Rensen for General Motors. Well, didn't build it for General Motors, but they built it. But the property did belong to Ford Motor Company.
I did not know that. Interesting. All right.
You can take
Okay.
a monorail to the ball game, back to the hotel, back to the Rensen. Yeah.
Well, is this new GM Center on Woodward Avenue?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. The Warren Tech Center has been there forever, like you said, but I'm not sure where it's at.
Okay. Just thought I'd question you.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, you haven't lived there in 50 years. but-
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email if you'd love to talk to us. We'd love to hear you. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for a break on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. And we're going to be right back after these important messages. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Aiden Bregman with Anderson Economics and the cost difference in owning an EV versus gasoline. There are some surprises in this, and I think that you'll be just as surprised. Let's see what else we have. Later, Jeff's Car Culture. Big rig sleepers.
Yeah.
What's inside? Ooh, mystery. And driving destinations. Mars has Central and West Texas car museums, and we'll have some other stuff. We don't know what it is yet, but we'll be filling in the blanks, I can tell you that. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars from Neaterville, Texas. Now, we always need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley is on his final leg of his South Carolina tour.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong, and you're stuck with me for the next hour.
Phew.
Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a pleasure. And Mr. Mars, it's good to be with you and good to see you over there.
Good to be seen, I promise.
Yeah.
Did you have a good week?
Good week.
Did you? Good. Well, we're glad to
Yeah.
hear that. No explosions or anything.
Hiccups?
Well, there's a few hiccups, but that kind of comes with territory.
Yeah, with his 15 grandchildren all living with him, and all of that sort of stuff.
It's a
To
family.
keep you busy.
Yeah, that's it. So, do we have Aiden with us?
Yes, sir.
Aiden Bregsman with the Anderson Economics Group. It's good to be with you, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me back on.
Yep.
You
And so this is an interesting comparison that you've got here, because I thought for sure that gasoline would beat electric, but in some instances it does not, does it?
Yeah, that's what we find. We've been doing this fueling cost comparison since 2021, and we've been expanding it over those years. So we really started just looking at Michigan. We've now expanded to California and New York as well.
California?
Yep. Doing the calculations, we figured that would be interesting given they have lots of EV adoption and a different, charging infrastructure there, and it's pretty big. So yes, we do find that across those 3 states, luxury EV models are actually cheaper to fuel the EVs and the ICE vehicles, primarily if you're charging at home.
But that's only to charge it, correct? That's not the actual price going in and the price to repair or replace the batteries. There are other factors involved, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So this doesn't take into account, the purchasing price or repairs or things like that. So this is strictly, you own the car. We're just looking at one car versus another. If you were to have one in your driveway, how much it would cost to fuel a comparable gas-powered vehicle versus electric.
So I have to share with you that last week I had an electric vehicle, and it was a Polestar, or like I like to call it, a Polecat. You may be familiar with it. Geely Motors, all made in China for the most part. Anyway, nice vehicle, but range was 300, and I got it with almost a full charge. 300 miles is what it said on the display on the thing, and it didn't live up to that, but I didn't really expect it to. I think probably 250 is all it would actually get to. So right around the corner from my office is a fast charging station, a big one. I think BG owns it, or some big outfit.
Conglomerate.
Owns this thing. It's very nice. It's all brand new. But the trick to that is $35, and you don't have a choice. You want 10% charge, $35. You want an 85% charge,
Wow.
$35. Hello? No, that isn't the way it works. If I want to buy $5 worth of gas, I can do that, but not with this charging station. So let me hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's a really good point you raised. And we, we've seen that, and I've seen that in looking at the data. So we do our own, part of our inputs for the calculations for EVs are residential rates in the 3 states, and then we do our calculation of commercial rates using data from the EIA. They publish these commercial charging rates, and we look at DC fast chargers in particular. And you do see in those all different pricing schemes. Some of them are, certain cents per kilowatt hour. Others, as you said, have kind of a flat fee just to even start using it. And then they charge for the per kilowatt hour rate on top of that. Very wide variety. There's not really a one size fits all pricing scheme for these. So it does depend just what kind of chargers you have available, and what they decide to charge. If there's a flat fee on top of that, if it's just the per kilowatt hour, it depends.
So give us a comparison. And I don't really know how fair it can be. It can only be as fair as you want it to be, I think, because how do you compare a gasoline vehicle that here in Texas, I've got a station that between my work and home, $2 a gallon if you pay gas, pay cash, $2 a gallon versus a $35 charge to get an 85% charge on an electric vehicle. So do a comparison for me. Give me a Chevy Volt or what, name something.
Well, so it's interesting because, this is strictly, a numbers comparison, right? We're looking at
Yep.
just strictly the fueling. If you have, car A, car B, what that's going to look like for that sort of sense. Something that we also make apparent when we do these releases is we're not trying to tell people what car they should buy. It obviously, just like anything, comes down to your own personal preference, your personal taste.
Right.
So maybe that $35 upfront charge for doing the charging doesn't matter to you so much because maybe you just feel better knowing that you're driving an EV compared to an ICE car, or you like maybe the convenience that it's right next to your work. Maybe there's a gas station further away. So there are other factors too, besides just the cost, that will go into it depending on if somebody wants to purchase an EV or stick with their ICE vehicle.
And that's the answer.
It's your choice.
Good sidestep.
Your choice.
All right. So do you drive an EV?
I do not know. I drive. I'm pretty old school. I got a 2009 Pontiac Vibe. So I'm
There you go.
Oh my
I'm
God.
driving a time
Pontiac
capsule.
Vibe, which if I'm not mistaken, I believe underneath that thing, it's a Toyota.
Pretty much, yeah. I had a friend who owned a Toyota Matrix, and we put those things side by side, and it was almost identical.
And a great car, by the way, I might add.
2009. That's got some line. Just turn it into a classic.
Yeah, exactly. So you're driving a classic. We had a story
I am,
on classic cars.
and you'd honestly be surprised how many Pontiac Vibes you see on the road here in Lansing and honestly in Michigan. I see more Pontiac Vibes than I think I would have thought.
Is rust an issue with your Pontiac Vibe?
Not visible. I think underneath there's probably some more rust, but
Surface
thankfully
rust. Come on.
everything that
Surface.
people can see is
Yeah.
it's in pretty good condition.
All right, so let's go back to the ICE, internal combustion engine versus an EV. Give us some hard numbers here. Give us an example.
Sure. So if I'll look at Michigan because that's our, that's where we're
That's your
based. and
backyard. Yeah.
where the big three are based, and that's
Yep.
where this whole journey began. So, if we're looking at your entry priced vehicles, and that's going to include for ICE vehicles models like Honda Civics, Kia Fortes, Subaru Imprezas. For the EVs, we only have a couple models, but Nissan Leaf, Chevy Bolt. For Michigan, ICE is the winner here. We're looking at about $9.10 to fuel for 100 purposeful miles. That's how we keep the comparison apples to apples if we're just considering somebody driving
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
100 miles. And this doesn't include the miles it takes to drive to either gas stations or charging
Right.
stations. If you're
Yeah,
charging
yeah, baseline.
So just going to actual places. So $9 for an entry ICE vehicle. For EVs, we do two different main calculations. Somebody who's charging mostly at home, so 75% of their power comes from home chargers
Right,
versus 25% commercial, and the flip side, so mostly commercial versus only 25% at home. For somebody charging mostly at home, we're looking at in Michigan for entry about $13.40, and for mostly commercial $16.16. So quite a bigger jump if we're going from ICE to EVs.
Yeah. Not quite double.
On the flip side, though, if we're looking at the luxury, which is the segment that we find typically is more affordable charging an EV at home versus an ICE fueling on the road. For luxury ICE vehicles, lots of Lexus and BMW and Porsche models. For the ICE vehicles, we're looking at about $17 to fuel that for 100 miles. Whereas the EV models, if they're charging mostly at home, $14.43. So you're seeing, almost a $3 savings there if you're charging this EV model at home. And mostly that's primarily due to the fact that if you're charging at home, you're still using that residential rate. But now going into the luxury models, you're now looking at premium gas prices, which are
Here's what I
always gonna
see.
be higher.
Yeah.
Here's what I see on that. You said luxury model, so obviously the initial unit cost of that vehicle is going to be higher. and charging it home for a smaller vehicle, like you said, the smaller EVs is around $13-14 versus the $9 for 100 miles. So the larger vehicle, you're actually paying, even though the cost of the fuel is less, you're still paying more for the vehicle. I mean, there's got to be
Yep.
factored in there.
That's true, and also what I'm kind of noticing too is you can also, that's looking just between the or within the segment rather, but you can also kind of compare these, between the segments and think, well, maybe if you're eyeballing maybe let's say a luxury vehicle, you could step down to maybe a mid-price and you're going to be paying less in total. Like for example, the charging a luxury EV at home is $14.43,
Right.
but mid-priced EVs at home $13.47. So you're looking at that's $1 savings relatively there from luxury EV to mid-priced EV. So there's also that sort of comparison you can make too as a consumer.
How much does it cost to put a charger system nowadays? The new technology, I'm sure it's been advanced since before the first ones were put in. What does it cost to put a charger in your home? Do you know?
Yeah, so that's one of the calculations we do. We look at level 2 home chargers and the cost to install that. We use construction pricing rates to see how that would kind of grow over time.
Yeah, you probably need permits and all that.
Yeah. So it's not as easy. The level 1 is just plugging it into a regular wall outlet. Level 2, they have to come in, do some installation, but it does charge your vehicle significantly faster at home.
Well, last time I looked, it was about $1,500 for the unit itself plus installation.
Yeah, so with all of that together, we're seeing a little bit over in the mid $2,000 range.
That would make sense.
For this
So it's like one of those.
So, yeah, that is factored in as well, and that's obviously an upfront cost that if you want to be charging at home and you want to be doing it more quickly, that you'll have to make as a consumer.
I kind of relate that to these devices where your power goes out and they use the gas to regenerate or the Generac and things like that. So they're about anywhere from $5,000 on up.
Yeah,
because I know people that have them, have 2 of them as a matter of fact. So that's the way I relate to that. So what would it cost to put a tank in the ground and fill it with gas?
if you could get a permit to do it.
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a little outside of our
so there you're going to have to make an addendum to the study because
Jeff wants fuel in the ground.
We'll see what we can do there.
Yeah. I'm thinking of some sort of a natural gas thing that you could hook it up to the stove or something.
Tap into Billy Bob's tank down the street.
Next door.
Well, what they do down along the coast, they have some Generacs put in because of the hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've gone to running natural gas, but they're
Right.
burying the tank under the ground
Oh,
and piping it up to the generator, which is about 20 feet in the air. But I mean, that's down on the beach. But
yeah.
they are doing that with natural gas.
I'll be done.
So anything really stand out that you'd like to tell us about?
It's a little tangential to our fueling costs, but we also look at automotive sales too over time, and we track that. We have an automotive dashboard on our Anderson Economic Group website that we update quarterly, and something that I'm sure as you guys are aware, being tapped into the motor vehicle industry, Q3 coinciding with our fueling costs, we also looked at EV sales. We noticed a jump in EV sales in Q3 2025, due in part, largely really the EV tax credits were expiring at the end of that quarter.
Yeah.
So as you would expect, people that were maybe on the fence of purchasing one, when they find out they're going to lose that incentive, which for new EVs is up to $7,500, they would go and purchase that before the deadline, so they could at least get some financial help from that and mitigate the cost. So we see a huge jump there. And interestingly as well, we're seeing in relation to the tariffs that we're seeing sales of vehicles overall going down, but we then interestingly see the EV sales going up. So a very interesting quarter in terms of sales, that vehicles overall were down, but EVs as a share of total sales were up.
So when you all are sitting around the conference room table and discussing these sorts of things, do you look toward the future and think, okay, well, this is trending this way. Maybe we need to skew our study toward that next time because it would be probably more relevant since everything is always in flux.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking to evolve, especially with the current situation with tariffs and these tax credits. There's always things that are changing over time, so it does make for interesting analysis and research just to try to keep up on it and keep relevant with the changes.
Well, I find the stuff fascinating, as I'm sure that you do, since you're in the business. What other studies have you guys got going on besides cars?
Well, something that we're trying to get a little bit more work in is a cannabis work. So we just put out a
So are we. We're trying to get more
we're,
work.
We're
in.
all trying to do our research in the cannabis world too.
I don't think when I was, in school and growing up, I thought that I'd be doing some cannabis related work.
I call. There's a penalty flag on that. I was in high school and I didn't think about 15 yards, buddy, half the distance. Don't give me that.
Well, they stopped the drug test there at Anderson last year, so here we go.
It's very interesting because we. For people that don't know, they might think California and the West Coast states have a lot of cannabis industry and their market's huge. Michigan has a very large market in terms of sales.
We've heard that.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
And honestly, what I'm interested in with our state government, they just passed an excise tax on it to try to pay for road funding. So I'm personally interested to see how sales will change if prices are going up to consumers. Because we've been seeing for a long time the sales increasing. We're seeing them start to plateau, and I'm predicting that we'll see them drop a little bit in the near future with
smoking and toking and asphalt. Yeah, I kind of get that.
And thank goodness they're starting to rebuild the roads in Michigan because they were bad when I was up there. I lived up there for 22 years. I was born up there.
Yeah, it's an ebb and flow for sure. They get good, they get bad.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be cheaper to make sure everybody has plenty of cannabis that they don't really notice the bad roads?
That could be a good idea, Mike.
I'm sure there's some give and take there, but obviously we don't condone the driving and the use of marijuana, so we're gonna keep those separate.
Well,
good disclosure there.
Yeah, very good. Well, I have to tell you that this has been a very enlightening conversation with you this morning, and we truly appreciate the humor and good luck. So let's see, when will that study be done?
Which study?
Yeah, the pot study?
Yeah,
he forgot already.
He forgot already. That's it. That would be the pot study.
So we actually did just release on our website a white paper. So we contracted with a colleague of ours over on the East Coast to do some research and some analytics with the data that we collect. So every month we're going state by state, website by website, trying to pull their sales data, medical, recreational. And we've been tracking that since the early 2020s and looking at time trends and seeing how those have changed over time. And especially, adding new states, Ohio being one of the more recent ones.
So do you have like a concert bus that travels the country to all of the good, really heavy duty rock and roll concerts?
Is that a bag of Doritos on your desk?
Yeah.
We don't have one of those yet, but that sounds like a good investment.
I think you're right.
In the name of research only.
Yeah,
research
everything is
right.
Research.
Strictly professional. Yep.
All the way. Aiden, it's
he's
truly
in Lansing, so he's in the heart of it.
It's truly a pleasure to talk to you as always. We thank you so much, and your sense of humor is great.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, and we'll hope to hear from you again soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, guys.
You bet.
Aiden Bergsman, data scientist and senior analyst, Anderson Economic Group, and you go knock on his door.
Yeah,
he knows everything.
Very, very intelligent young man.
There you go.
Yeah, as soon as I find the right button.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there was that. All right, just ahead, we've got Jeff's car culture. What's inside those big rig sleepers? I know you want to know. So do I. Plus, Mars has driving destinations, Central and West Texas car museums after this break here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous loopy beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
Broadcasting live from the Houston Automotive Show. That'd be in 2 weeks from today.
Yep.
We'll be there 9 a.m. to noon, so you get a bonus hour up front. And we hope that you'll stop by and see us. Probably be back there where the Ram adventure thing is, and the Jeep off-road deal.
And you can tell when the facility opens for the show because everyone's lined up
Running.
it. Oh yeah,
Running back there.
and
to
you
get
can
in
see the age groups, the kids, the parents, the people that are actually looking for a Jeep or a vehicle like that.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Hey, In Will Time invites you to join us 10 to noon Central Time. That's our regular hours every Saturday for our live show about all things automotive. And we thank you for joining us today.
You bet.
Okay, time now for Jeff's Car Culture. Those big, mysterious, big rig sleepers.
And they've been in the news a lot for the good things, though. But comparing semi-truck sleepers, comfort, space, features for life on the road. Long-haul truckers, the sleeper cab just isn't a place to catch a nap. It's home on 18 wheels. Whether you're an owner-operator, or fleet manager, evaluating trucks for your drivers, trying to choose the right sleeper setup, makes a huge difference in comfort and retention of those drivers. And that's very important for these companies because they hop around. These drivers hop around. They look for the money. What to consider? Trip length, weight, and fuel economy. So here we go, Mike. First one in the hat is a Peterbilt 579 Ultra Loft.
Look at that.
It's an 80-inch sleeper. Comfort and customization is best. The pros on this baby is spacious interior with a high roof for easy movement, ample storage for dual bunk options in case you need
stand
that.
up in there.
Yeah, optional sleeper amenities like refrigerator and TV mount. The cons of this is the most expensive one. It's the premium price. The Ultra Loft is one of the most luxurious sleeper options on the road, often favored by owner-operators who spend weeks on the road in their truck.
How much?
Well, in average, these sleepers go from $230 on up to $350.
What?
Yeah. We get the truck, you get everything with it, but $230,000 to $350,000.
For the truck and the sleeper.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Gee
Yeah.
whiz.
And that's, you got to be dedicated, and that's your profession. The next one is a Kenworth T680 Next Gen. It's a 76-inch sleeper. Fuel efficiency and comfort is what it's known for. The pros are quiet cab with excellent insulation, ergonomic interior design, smart wheel controls for the digital dash. The cons, slightly smaller living space than the first one, the Peterbilt, who's got the largest sleeper, but the T680 blends modern tech with practical layout. Great for fleets focused on driver satisfaction and miles per gallon, because that's very, very important.
On some of these, though, can't you buy the sleeper separately from the actual cab and then they marry them?
I think that's how they originally built them, but then you can also choose like your interior, like when you buy a house, you
I
want
see.
rooms.
Yeah,
and
this
things
thing
like
looks
that.
almost like an RV from that angle.
Right. And at the end of this, I'm going to point something out on all these pictures to you. All right. The next one is a Freightliner Cascadia. It's a 72-inch raised roof sleeper. It's best known for its fleet efficiency and reliability for the drivers. The pros, available in the Detroit Assurance Suite for safety features, optimize the fuel economy and uptime. It's a well-balanced sleeper layout with optional amenities. The cons, less customizable than the first two we talked about. Freightliner dominates the fleet, and that's what they base everything on. Next one is a Volvo VNL 860. It's a 77-inch sleeper, smooth ride for driver comfort. The pros on this: exceptional ride quality, safety tech, workstations convertible to a sleeper, advanced infotainment system, and digital controls. The cons: less aftermarket customization. It's a US-based brand Volvo, the VNL series, puts driver experience front and center with most ergonomically friendly interiors available. So this was more designed for the driver rather than the sleep. The last one we have, Mike, is an International LT series. It's a 73-inch sleeper, value-conscious fleets. That's what it's best known for. Competitive pricing and fuel economy with a smart nav system, Bluetooth integration, decent sleep area with basic amenities. The cons, fewer premium sleep options. It's the lower end of it. And International offers a solid no-frills option for those drivers.
Let me ask you something.
Mhm.
Do these have toilets in them?
No. So you can probably get one with it, yes.
Shower?
No, I don't know about shower. No, showers you would do at the truck stop. Yes, you can get a commodes type device in there. But what I see on these, when you're on an airplane and all that plastic on the walls and around the windows, that's what this reminds me of, being on an airliner. That type of
I can see that.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And it's probably lightweight, like they need it for the fuel efficiency and being economical for the MPGs. So I always wondered, when I was growing up, there was a gentleman across the street when I was on a 340. Long roads and drive out west highway.
Holy Toledo, it's nothing but 18
Yeah,
years.
it's a hub.
72 70-pound steaks. And if you eat it all, you get it.
Did you eat it?
You still have some. I didn't go there, but I went in there. And it's chicken. Yeah. He was having a steak. Oh, okay. And he was and very nice guy. He got all dogs. He got wife, 4 kids back from Ohio. He got hazy sour cream and cottage cheese out west from Ohio.
Wow.
And anyway, so we had a very interesting conversation. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm on the road all the time. I have limited numbers of hours that I can drive a day, according to federal regulations." And he stops in there every time he comes through, and
That's where he eats.
always stops at this place to get
Probably
a steak.
knows Madge, the
Nicest
waitress.
guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't know,
Mhm.
but it was a great experience, and he bought my dinner.
I'll be darned.
He said, "I'll buy you dinner."
I'll be darned.
Thank you, appreciate you.
Oh, Daisy pays well.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, but all that West Texas, El Paso and things like that's all a hub.
Well, Mr. Mars,
Yes, sir.
we've run over, and it's worth it. But I know that you've got driving destinations coming up, and it just so happens that we may have a little opening for you to do that coming up in the next segment.
Not a problem. We are
Would you be
flexible.
willing to postpone your little driving destinations thing for the bottom of the hour?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I went over, Michael.
No, not a problem. It was really interesting to look at those and talk about them.
Yeah, because my only experience actually physically was when I was doing the drag racing thing, and clearly we had a couple of 18-wheelers, and one of them had the sleeper on the back of it, but it wasn't anything like those.
Yeah,
It was a bunk in the back, and that's pretty much all there was.
The original ones on the trailer side, you know how underneath behind the wheels you got it hooked up with the hitch, and underneath you've got the arms or the legs that
the fifth wheel.
Beyond that, there was actually they put a container underneath that, and that's where the driver would stay underneath the truck.
No,
Well, I know,
is the answer to that.
That was the original ones designed. They would stay underneath the trailer in a little cabin part.
Yeah, but you see them going down the road, or if you see them at the truck stop, you always kind of wonder what it's like in there, particularly when you see some of those really big ones.
The only ones that I ever see is they got a dog or a cat or a couple dogs and cats in there with them.
And then the paint jobs. I mean, you could take it, $100,000 in a paint job for one of those.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeffrey. All right. Hey, In Wheel Time, invite you to join us 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday. We got another live show, this kind of show. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be out at the Houston Auto Show.
Pack it up.
And we invite you to join us out there as well. In Wheel Time Car Talk continues after this quick break. Stay with us. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. It's the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, a review of the 2026 Lincoln Aviator. Plus,
Right.
Mr. Mars has driving destinations. I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Jeff's got the cruise in and events calendars, and we'll see if we can't get in some more pot stories for you. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Zeros and Ones Master Engineer, Chief Engineer David Ainsley, South Carolina, and he'll be home tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, he's out there doing business.
Yeah.
Business.
So I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. I promised Mr. Mars to get in his driving destinations, and we're looking forward to it, Mars.
Here we go.
Yeah, I wanted to finish up talking about some of the car museums. If you're looking for something to do in the winter, you don't really want to go out on a big cruise, but you're looking for something to get your car fix in, look around your area for these small, unique car museums. They're all across the state. And today we're going to start with the Austin Rock and Roll Car Museum. Now, it is a nonprofit car museum, and it's tied into music, films, and pop culture. Of course, it's in Austin, so it's got a little bit of everything in it, including the classic cars. Now, it does have open hours on select weekends, and it's a great looking at the pictures of it and doing the research. That would be a real fun place to go to check out the cars and rock and roll and whatever else they got in there, because they got a little bit of everything from Austin. Then the Roadside America Museum up in Hillsboro. We've been there a couple of times with them doing some video tours of their place. Now, this is a private classic car and automobilia collection. It's in a historic Ford dealership there with 40s to 50s vehicles and vintage signage. They have a lot of groups have events up there, a lot of clubs. The Hot Rod Tour of Texas has been known to make a stop in there. It's a really cool place to go and see a lot of Americana from an automotive perspective. Now, you can also go down to Cross Plains to Woody's Classic Cars and Baseball Museum. Now,
Wow.
This is a big place. It's amazingly big, and they've got a lot of classic cars, of course, with the baseball. They got a different collection of classics from mid-20th century, and it's on Highway 36 West, so it's got a easy to kind of find, but you got to be out around Abilene and Brownwood to find this place. But it might be well worth your trip if you're close enough to go look at this. Be sure and check the website, get a better idea, and check the hours, particularly during the winter. Then a really cool museum that I've tried to get to a couple of times, the Permian Basin Petroleum Museum. Now, this is automotive and racing history. Now, it's primarily an oil industry museum out in West Texas, but what it's known for, the Chaparral Racing Car Gallery. Now, they've got a lot of historic cars in there that were built by Jim Hall and Hap Sharp, and it really appeals to car enthusiasts because you get to see the cars and you get to see the oil industry and how it's all tied together. And they got a lot of nice displays in there. And about every other month, if you time it right, they do take the cars out into the parking lot, into the area out there, and they start them and they drive them around a little bit. That's part of the maintenance on them to keep them running and keep them in pristine shape. They don't just sit there forever and ever. These cars run, and you'll be able to see them ride around a little bit. The last one I wanted to point out was Bill's Backyard Classics up in Amarillo. Now, this is a private classic car collection. They got over 100 vehicles in there spanning hot rods, muscle cars, and vintage trucks. So it's a grassroots auto museum experience. But up in that Texas Panhandle, it's very popular, and it's got a lot of great things to see if you go up in that part of the Texas environment. Just a few things that you could do during the winter to go check out some automobile museums. Be sure and look around your area and see where some of these small ones are that you might find a little bit closer.
Good idea. Thank you, sir. Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2026 Lincoln Aviator. Final assembly location, Chicago, Illinois. Available trim levels, the Premier, the Reserve, and the Black Label. I drove the all-wheel drive Black Label. This is a standard SUV. It includes 3 rows with a total of 6 seats. Sharp looking. Exterior changes from last model year. Well, it was introduced in 2020, but they've done some updates to it, and it looks modern, and it doesn't really look like it needs an update, to be honest with you. Sharp looking Lincoln grille, chrome bling or tuxedo black appearance trims. Roof line narrows at the roof, back at the roof there, as you can see. Modern lighting, front and rear. But I like the straight lines, the conservative, all-American black tie look. What could use improvement? Can't wait to see the new design.
Really?
You know that it's got to be on paper already if they haven't already started
probably
making parts. Interior highlights. Our Black Label is luxurious throughout the cabin. To die for comfortable seating. High-class leather appointments in our top-of-the-line vehicle. Attention to detail is evident throughout. Cargo room behind the third row. It's small when the third row is up. Do you seat that many people in the third row? I wouldn't think so unless it's the kids. What I liked, overall comfort. What it could use improvement, steering wheel controls lead to eyes off the road because you have to look at a screen to see where you are with all of that. Not a big fan. Self-driving feature, that needs improvement. I don't understand why you would have a self-driving feature that you have to keep your eyes on the road all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole philosophy. You may have some thoughts on it yourself. Maybe you've got a self-driving vehicle. More power to you. 3-liter twin-turbo V6, 400 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission with a tow rating of 5,000 pounds. Pretty good. 17 miles per gallon city is what it's rated, 25 on the highway for a combined of 20. I got 20.3 miles per gallon over 506 miles. Shame on me, I went over the 500 mile limit.
Oh, Lordy.
Man.
What I liked, the smooth V8-like power. What could use improvement? How about a hybrid version of that? Why not? Get a little bit better gas mileage?
Yeah.
Same power? I'm all for it. This is underpinned by Explorer parts. Ford Explorer is a unibody chassis. So this is not a body on frame.
Those things are nice too. Ford Explorer's a nice vehicle.
They are. And this is obviously the gussied up version,
right.
as I like to call it. What I liked about the ride and handling, superb adaptive suspension. It was smooth, baby.
It's a Lincoln.
What could use improvement? Competition from Cadillac.
I was going to say this one rides like a Cadillac, right?
Why do you all say that?
I don't know.
You say that
because
and why doesn't Cadillac
was-
have a competitor?
Well, the term comes from they had the luxury Cadillac
of course.
back at the beginning.
No, I get it.
That's just an old
Yeah.
saying.
No, I get
But
it.
no, I like this.
I do too. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not so sure about the price though. You might not like that.
Okay, let's go.
Base trim price, of course, is the top of the line. $85,170. Price is tested $88,495. Mars has got one on order. Base model price, the entry level price on this Aviator, $52,238.
I thought it'd be higher than that.
Competitors, let's put the Lexus GX up against it for $64,735. The Acura MDX, $51,800. Now remember, we're talking about base prices. And the base price on the Aviator is $52,238. The Volvo XC90, also a competitor, $61,000.
Wow. You talked about the self-driving aspect of it and eyes on the road. My vehicle's got a feature where when you wear sunglasses and things, it'll tell you, hey, keep your eyes on the road. The little thing will flash
Yeah.
up on the screen. That's not part of the self-driving. It's just a different feature that they put
Well, I have a tendency to drive with my
on.
hands
Eyes closed?
at 12 o'clock. Well, when I got my eyes open, I got it there, and it'll block a lot of that, and it'll tell me
Yeah.
to keep your eyes on the road. All I got to do is move my hands to the proper 1 and 3 position or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's very irritating.
Do you still have a driver's license? The state of Texas gives you a driver's license, Mars?
Well, we need to move on to the next segment.
Has it been suspended or something?
No,
Not yet.
Not yet. Not again.
Not again.
Hey, I had so many tickets growing up. The cop and I were on a first name basis.
One of the things that we need to get in, a couple of things actually. I want to do the recalls. Let's do that right now, okay?
Yep.
Can we do that real quick? BMW airbag inflators may rupture. 228, 320, 328, 335, 428, and 435i, and the M235i. 2014 to
covers a lot.
2015 model years, so they're old. Insufficient pedestrian warning sound. Have you heard that on a car?
Insufficient.
Insufficient.
Is it not loud enough?
Apparently not. And it goes when you put it in reverse.
Oh, that's
Equinox EV 25 to 26. Rear hatch. How does it go? Rear hatch support bracket may fail. Subaru Forester 2026. And I think every Audi that has ever been made,
even
rear
the
view
future
camera
ones.
image may not display from, 2019 to the current model year, almost every Audi on here. So if you got an Audi, might want to check, make sure that yours isn't being recalled.
Yeah.
Chances are it is. BMW i4 eDrive 40, improperly secured positive battery cable. Well, gets zapped pretty good.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Oh, pow, underneath the
And
hood.
that's the positive side?
Positive side, if it's running. Rear view camera image may not display again on the Volvos. 21 to 25 model years, too many to name. Incorrect spare tire installed.
Oh, didn't we do this one? I did.
This is another one. Nissan Rogue for 2026.
Yeah. Oh, 26.
Uh-huh.
Actually,
They're still
they
putting
put-
them in there, apparently.
They put the wrong spare in, or they put
Apparently.
it in wrong.
Well,
They were
it
putting
says here,
spares on them.
incorrect spare tire installed.
yeah.
Okay.
Park outside, high voltage battery risk for the Volvo EX30.
Oh, wow.
2025 model
Volvo
year.
EX30.
Park it outside.
Yeah, that's the SUV.
Okay, we got a couple of seconds here. Let's do the Hemming sold car roundup.
Go for it,
Is
Michael.
Jeff Heitzman with us this morning?
I don't know.
Let's see here.
Mike's gonna
I
check.
hope that
I have
he
not
is.
seen him. George is here, and Candace.
Is
and-
George here?
George here. Hey,
George,
George
we
here.
love you. George has been very ill. And I was going to say something at the end of the show about that. I talked to him. Well, he and I exchanged texts this week.
Sure.
And he's really been under the weather. And prayers for you, George. And we love you. And hang in there, bud. We think that you're going to come out of this just fine.
Yep.
Okay, first up, the 1995 Chevrolet Corvette. How much do you think that the 95 went for? Now, I have a 2001, so this is a little bit, this is the last model. No, I'm sorry. It is the model, it's a C4.
This is a C.
Mine is a C5.
C5,
This is a
right.
C4. C4 Corvette. How much do you think that this sold for?
17.
17.
Now those are aftermarket wheels, aren't they?
They appear to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to have that kind of stuff in
Yeah.
cars like this.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I think it looks good. I was just pointing out if you're figuring out how much it's going to cost.
I don't think that it would add or subtract to it, really.
It might be I don't think it's an ad.
How much?
17.
Jeff says 17. We're going to go with $12,600.
Oh,
That
my.
is the sold price on that one. Next up, a 1959 Cadillac 62. And yes, do we have it? Can we
It's
change
coming up.
there?
There
it
it
is.
is. Oh, my.
Can we tell you that it looks like it's been bumped?
Elvis, baby.
It looks
And
like
it's
an Elvis car, yeah.
Yeah, an Elvis car. So it's a 59, and my guess is that there's something special about it because of the price. But it's a 59 Cadillac 62. How much would that
Yeah,
go
it
for?
looks like a Barrett's option. You're probably looking at $65,000.
65,000. Okay. Anybody else want to guess?
Yeah, here they come.
Okay,
Oh,
they're
nope,
coming
excuse
now. Somebody's coming in now. Who is it?
Well, everybody's flabbergasted.
Okay, well, be flabbergasted at $115,500.
Well, I was only buying half.
So there was that one.
Oh, boy.
All right, next up, 1994 Pontiac Firebird. This one looks like it's had a repaint, at least, if not more. It doesn't look factory stock at all. 94 Pontiac Firebird. How much?
Oh, wait, that's not
Wait.
a Firebird.
Overshot.
What? Overshot.
Mike overshot.
There.
Right there. 94 Pontiac Firebird.
Did they paint it with a roller?
A roller. Could be. I painted a car with a roller once. 94 Pontiac Firebird.
12,000.
12,000, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nice looking paint job for $12,000, don't you think?
Yeah, the stripe on it looks pretty good.
Okay,
Wheels
well,
match.
Sold for $31,500.
Oh, boy.
Okay, now let's go to your Studebaker, Mars. That would be your Studebaker Transtar.
That's
This
cool
looks
looking
like
truck.
it's all stock. It's a very unusual vehicle.
Fresh
It may
paint.
not look like it up front here, but if you get up close to it, you go, that's odd. I don't believe that's a Ford F-150. No, it's not. It's a Studebaker.
It's a Studi.
So how much do you think that Studi went for?
I'm going to say 21.
21. No other guesses? I know that we're
Well,
kind of
they're
going
trying.
fast
Yeah,
here,
we are
but
going
got
fast.
kind of
That's
Yeah, I
okay.
think
we're
we're
in a time crunch.
okay. So this one sold for $32,025.
Wow.
Looks all stock.
Yeah.
Hope it is.
I like the copper color.
That's one of those that you wouldn't want to mess with. Probably has a straight six in it.
It's a parade truck.
Pretty well, kind of.
To me, yeah.
All right. Speaking of trucks, let's go to the 1978 Ford F-Series.
Ooh.
Clearly, this has got aftermarket wheels on it. It looks like it's been repainted.
Yes.
A 78 F-Series.
$9,000.
9,000.
That 9 is hitting me.
Well, it's a truck.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sold for $17,325. See, so there. What I'm saying is there are a lot of these cars that easily would fit on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
And our guest from last week, David's back on. David Lissick.
Oh, David. Okay, and so here's one for you. The next one up is a 1948 Mercury 89M. This to me is nothing but a grease car.
Yeah.
Remember grease?
Yeah.
Paint it white, and there you go.
There you go.
48
Silver
Mercury
flames.
89M. How much? Oh, it is a convertible. In case you're
Yeah.
listening
65,000.
and not watching. 65.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Reminds me of Rain Man, but that's a Buick in Rain Man.
Okay. Well, it sold for $23,993.
Okay. Way off.
Probably 3 on the column, I would imagine.
Let's
I
hope.
would think.
Yeah.
All right. And our final one of the day is a 1940 Ford Standard. I didn't know that there was such a thing as a Ford Standard.
They made a deluxe.
40 Ford Standard. And it's a very nice car based on the price.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hint.
Okay.
How much do you think that's
Well, it
worth?
looks like it's hot rodded a little bit with the tires.
20
and
grand.
wheels.
20 grand?
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not even close. $41,995.
He said a nice price. That's a nice price to me.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, that's it.
I'll buy it for 20.
Okay. Well, we got all that in. I'm glad to
Good.
report.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up, Jeff has the cruise in and
Okay.
events calendars, and I'll have stories making automotive news headlines this week. Stay with us. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla is pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
Okay, welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Dun, dun, dun.
Be sure and join us for a live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon, here on InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. You'll check us out. And if you miss us, you'll be able to connect through a podcast from your favorite podcast channel. Time now for the racing calendar.
No, we
already did that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Time now for the cruise and events calendars.
There you go. Next week, January 24th, is the Coffee, Cars, and Burger Stop. This is in Italy, Texas, which is north of Waco, just south of Dallas. It's up there in Italy. It's from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Is that Little Italy?
No, it's just Italy.
Italy.
It's probably bigger Italy. 148 West Main Street, the Burger Stop in Italy hosts this coffee. The event invites car enthusiasts to gather for coffee, breakfast, and talk. Attendees can bring any type of vehicle they want, enjoy the displays. There's no entry fee, so get out there and do it. Meet up at Rowdy T Burger Shop. That's what they're talking about.
Rowdy T.
Rowdy T. And
Bring
then
your
on the
Fiat.
Yep, there you go. And then they got a double down cruise and crawl. We can participate in the crawl part of it. 3 p.m. at IHOP. It's at 2617 North Highway 75 in Sherman, which is up a little bit north of Dallas near Waxahachie.
The crawl, that would
Yeah.
be an Aiden thing.
Yeah. Mustang Legacy Club and Jeep Legacy Club will be hosting this event. Rolls out at 3:30 p.m. Attendees can park, socialize, and do all the stuff. They got a little casino thing going on there. So go out there and enjoy that. Freddy's monthly cruise in, and that is in Pflugerville. So if you're heading that way,
Pflugerville.
good ride out there. It's at 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's at 2602 West Pecan Street in Pflugerville. So get out there and enjoy that. And then on the 24th in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome, 7 p.m. is the Monster Jam. So, and that's coming here too.
Sunday.
It's coming here after we do the Auto Boater Show, I guess a week later. So this features 12,000-pound trucks performing stunts such as standing on 2 wheels and flying through the air. Now, if you want to see that live, you can just follow Mike around. He drives like that. Popular trucks include Gravedigger, El Loco, and Sparkle Smash. So get out there and do that. Anybody 2 and older needs a ticket. So if you're 2 and younger, you get in free. So there you go.
You know, it used to be Joey Chitwood's Thrill Show. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On TV, yeah.
I actually
Joey
got to see that.
Really?
Yeah, live and in living color at
Wow.
Joseph F. Meyer Speedway.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Did a
used to
lot
make
there,
the dirt track circuit and to kind of do their stuff in the infield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep. They still kind of do that at the NASCAR events on the infield sometimes before the the day before the pre-event stuff. I've seen them as at NASCAR's, but it wasn't Joey Chitwood. It was some other.
Joey Chitwood, I think,
Was
he's
the-
made a name for
yeah,
himself.
that
There
was-
were lots of
all the same kind of
fly-by-nights.
cars and all
Yeah.
that. All white. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so if they wrecked them, they know what color they were.
Yeah. And then there was a joke: if you got in an accident, who you think you are, Joey Chitwood?
There's that. Yes, exactly. Couple stories I wanted to get in before the end of the show. Dealers are taking a fresh look at older used vehicles. You know, Mr. Mars, we need to get a hold of the Emmons before they hit the road. We need to talk about this. Looking at older used vehicles that previously didn't make the cut and were sent straight to auction. Instead, many are investing in reconditioning and selling older trade-ins amid rising car prices and tight inventory. In June, Holman devised a new strategy for older used vehicles. It created a reconditioning checklist specifically for those cars, which are increasingly showing up at dealerships amid a vehicle affordability crunch. A 2012 Toyota Camry with 163,000 miles on it, for example, still has a whole lot of life in it, according to Chris Morgan, Holman's vice president of retail inventory optimization. I like that title. Fit that on a business card.
Yep.
It's the kind of car that 3 or 4 years ago would be unlikely to be found on a franchise dealer's lot. Morgan added, but customers are hungry for these kinds of products, so Holman needs to get the cars retail ready while maintaining its return on investment. So they send them through this checklist thing in the reconditioning department, and boom, there you go. And this
Problem is, though, if you get them too old, finding parts for them
Well, yeah,
That's
of course,
one thing,
and,
yeah.
and that's one of the things that you certainly need to reconsider or
But,
consider when you're buying a used vehicle of any kind.
Right.
Are they still
Right.
making the car? Are parts still available for it? Has it been wrecked? What kind of conditions?
The two things that I see, Mike's right on that, because I think they can be very selective on mileage versus how old the car is, and then they can find parts for it. And the other thing, these multi-point inspections, that's been around for a million years, because when I was with AutoNation, that was one of the things that you were selling.
Yeah. My son inherited I think it's a 2010 Camry with 50 something thousand miles on it, straight from a one owner, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And brake pads, things like that, they're easy to find.
Right.
Pull the door handle off and need a new door handle because it's old and broken. And now you got to go digging through a salvage yard to find stuff.
But the salvage yards in our era were much different than they are today.
Yes.
Because today they know what parts sell, and most of those parts are on their shelf. They've already denuded the car,
Right.
and well, for lack of a better
Well,
term,
I get what you're
saying.
they've taken all the
Disassembled
parts
it,
off of.
parted it
Instead of
out.
Strip it.
Here's the transmission. Here's the engine. Here's the door handle. Here's the trunk lid.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Pretty much chop it.
Yeah, and they all have this network that they are all part of. So if you go online, you'll find the networks,
That'd be a good story, Mike.
and the network has a link to all these different
Right.
used car places,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find a part if
Yeah.
it's available. It's out there.
It might be
They'll
across
have it.
country, but you'll find it.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But most of them will ship it to you
Yep.
if it's not too big.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that this was a very interesting story that I must read to you. Honda is getting a new minimalistic logo
I saw that.
for the new electrified era that will be introduced worldwide from 2027 on everything from cars to dealerships. The restyled H mark
Mm-hmm.
adopts a wider, squattier stance with the vertical arms tilting out like two outstretched hands to serve the needs of customers, according to Honda Motor Company.
Boy.
Love that marketing department. The refreshed badge drops the encircling border ring. In detailing the rollout plan, January 13th, Japan's #2 automaker said the updated logo will be applied to next-gen electric and hybrid vehicles
Mhm.
with models introduced from 2027 going forward.
When I read that story, they showed a rendering of the new logo, and they compared it to one of the first Honda Civics that came out, and there was sort of similarities on that as well.
Going to wrap up today's show after this quick break. Stay with us. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure to check us out online at InWheelTime.com. We're always looking for new, informative, and great automotive things to bring to our global audience. If you have an idea, event, road trip, oh yeah, that, or tall tale you'd like to have us featured, let us know. Our email address is info@InWheelTime.com. When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Real Time app and website. Grab a podcast from your favorite podcast store. We video stream our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon, on Facebook, YouTube, and InRealTime.com. The In Real Time video coordinator is We Need More, Jeff Zekin. The booking agent and video editor, Mike Out of This World Mars, and chief engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks to our weekly show contributor, Jeff Heitzman. Get well as soon as possible to my buddy from grade school, junior high, and high school, George Skelton. We love you, George. Love you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, buddy. Have a great weekend. So long for now. We'll see you next weekend.